I think the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade is a wonderful destination for economics graduates. It's the chance to work on very, very real and current issues.
I think if you're coming into the department with an economics degree, you should be expecting to take the way of thinking like an economist and thinking about the world and using that on a variety of issues, complex, demanding issues where you really feel like you're making a difference.
DFAT's mission within government is to promote Australia's foreign interests, and they include economic and trade interests. Australia is an open economy, and so understanding the global economy and the opportunities for Australia's exporters and investors abroad is key to promoting our national interest.
One of the real, draw cards of DFAT is that the work that you do at the department is almost always, high profile. A lot of the issues that Australia deals with, like energy security, have a very important economic aspect to them. And I think to understand the New World Order, you really have to understand international economics.
DFAT's a good destination for economics graduates who would like to work on Australia's trade agenda, both in terms of the multilateral trade arrangements in the WTO. There's a chance to work on some very interesting issues that confront the multilateral trading regime. DFAT also takes the lead on free trade agreement negotiations, and DFAT does a lot of work with Australian businesses to try and help them to sell their products and their services to overseas markets.
As I've progressed, I've been able to do different things. You're never in the one job for maybe more than 2 or 3 years, and the work is so diverse across the department that I think you never get stale.
I've worked in trade and economic areas as a specialist and as a generalist for 10 years, including at our delegation to the OECD in Paris, where I helped shape Australia's views on key matters of international policy setting, and more recently in APEC, where Australia focuses on getting the most out of our region through trade and investment links.
I currently work in the Free Trade Agreement Division, and I'm working on free trade agreement negotiations with China, Japan and South Korea. So we're currently undertaking those three, as well as some others. I mainly work on those three. Each free trade agreement is different, each has its own issues, and that makes each particular negotiation very interesting.
I did a 6-month rotation on the China Economic and Trade desk in the North Asia division, and what we were doing was really looking at the Chinese economy and developments in Australia's bilateral trade with China, looking at the direction of those things and seeing how they would influence our foreign and trade policy objectives.
I'm the Congressional Liaison Officer in Washington DC, so what that means is I run the Congressional Liaison Office in the Embassy. It just so happens that I'm here at a time or in the wake of the global financial crisis. The US Congress is considering a whole range of measures to try and stimulate the economy and create jobs. So it's very valuable for me in analysing these proposals, having that base economics background.
Economics graduates will play a key role at Australia's posts. Australia's engagement with the world is increasingly through trade and investment, and it's important that Australia and the government understands the economic conditions within a particular economy, how those conditions impact on traders and investors, but also more broadly, how Australia can work more cooperatively with that country in promoting our economic interests internationally.
So I was our Second Secretary Economic in Malaysia, and I was there just before and during the Asian economic crisis back in 1997-98. And that was obviously having a huge impact on Malaysia, on the Malaysian economy, and then in turn obviously on Australia, because Malaysia was one of our top 10 trading partners at the time. There was a need to provide real-time and very quick analysis back to Australia that could inform our ministers and the government on the implications for us from what was happening in Asia.
As economic issues become more and more intertwined with national security and foreign policy issues, I think I've felt a real demand in the department for somebody with economic acumen and financial understanding.